It's way back in 1887, and there's this crazy doctor, Dr. Frankenstein, bringing a monster to life. But get this, he needs the power of a vampire to do it. And not just any vampire, it's the big bad himself, Dracula. The local villagers find out what he's up to, and they are not happy. They grab their pitchforks and torches and march on the castle to kill everyone. The doctor's all thrilled, like, I created a life. But Dracula's like, yeah, for me. This monster is part of my big, evil plan. The doctor tries to stop him, but Dracula just kills him. Easy peasy. Just then, the monster wakes up, sees his creator dead on the floor, and just grabs the body and bolts. He runs and hides in this huge windmill. But the doctor's creepy assistant, Igor, is a total traitor. He's working for Dracula. He points at the windmill and yells to the villagers, "He's in there!" So, of course, the villagers burn the whole place to the ground, and the monster dies. At the same time, Dracula turns into this giant, scary, flying bat thing. His three wives, who are also hot vampire ladies, fly in, and they're all super bummed and angry that the monster is dead. And you're just left wondering, why do they need that monster so bad? Okay, flash forward 1 year. We meet our main guy, Van Helsing. He's this total badass monster hunter, and his whole job is to get rid of all the evil in the world. Right now, he's in Paris, and he gets into this huge fight with a giant monster, Mr. Hyde. After this crazy battle, Hyde goes splat, falling from a huge building. So Van Helsing goes back to his secret headquarters, which is literally under the Vatican, and meets with these priests he works for. They're like, okay, your next mission is to go to Transylvania and kill Dracula. They tell him Dracula is basically the king of all evil. They also tell him there's this girl there named Anna and her brother. Their entire family has been fighting Dracula for 400 years, but they keep failing, and now Anna and her brother are the last ones left. So Van Helsing has to go help them. He's totally in. Then he meets this nerdy friar guy, Carl, who's basically his Q from James Bond. He shows him all these awesome monster-killing gadgets. Van Helsing sees this insane automatic crossbow that's like a machine gun and is basically like, give me that. He also convinces Carl to come with him on the trip. Meanwhile, we cut to Anna and her brother, and they're trying to trap a werewolf, and it is not going well. They're fighting hard, but they're just not getting the job done.
Okay, so they're fighting this werewolf, and it's about to kill Anna, but her brother jumps in to save her. But then the wolf grabs him, and bam, they both go tumbling off a cliff into the water. Anna is totally devastated. She thinks her brother is dead. So a few days later, Van Helsing and his nerdy sidekick Carl show up in the village, but the villagers are super mean to him. And right on cue, Dracula's three super hot vampire wives just swoop down and attack the whole town. They grab Anna and are about to bite her, but Van Helsing is there. And the fight scenes are so cool. He whips out that insane automatic crossbow and just unloads on them. It's not easy, but he finally nails one of the wives with a holy stake, and she just explodes into green goo. The other two see this and just freak out and fly away. So Anna, seeing this, gets all fired up and is like, that's it, I'm going to kill Dracula myself. But Van Helsing knows this is a terrible idea, so he just walks up to her and knocks her out cold to stop her from getting herself killed. So she wakes up later and a wolf attacks her, but get this, it's her brother. He's not dead, he's a werewolf. It turns out when they fell off that cliff, the other werewolf bit him. And you know the rule, you get bit by a werewolf, you become a werewolf. So now he's half man, half wolf. He tells Anna that he knows Dracula's big secret plan, but Dracula also has the only cure for him. So now he's basically Dracula's slave. Just then, Van Helsing shows up and tries to kill him, but the brother turns full wolf again and runs away. They chase him to this creepy castle and find Dracula's secret. The whole place is filled with thousands of these gross, slimy eggs. Dracula is trying to use them to make a whole army of baby vampires to take over the world. But to bring them to life, he needs a massive jolt of energy. He's trying to use Anna's werewolf brother to do it. And a few of the babies even hatch. They immediately fly off to the village to feed. Then Van Helsing and Dracula finally meet for the first time. It's super tense. Van Helsing manages to grab Anna and they get out of there. But Dracula's experiment was a total failure. The werewolf energy wasn't enough, and all his little baby vamps just die. He is so mad. So Van Helsing and Anna run and hide in that old burned-out windmill from the beginning of the movie. And guess who's hiding in the basement? Still alive. The Frankenstein monster. And the monster spills the beans. He's like, "You have to kill me. I'm the real power source. My life force is the only thing strong enough to bring all those babies to life. If Dracula gets me, it's game over." But Van Helsing sees that the monster isn't evil. He's just sad and lonely and still misses his father, the doctor. So he's like, "No way, I'm not killing you." But Anna's werewolf brother was spying on them the whole time. He runs straight to Dracula and is like, "Dude, the monster's still alive. I'll tell you where he is if you give me the cure." Back at the windmill, Anna wants to just kill the monster to be safe, but Van Helsing has a better plan. He's like, "We'll take him to Rome. He'll be safe there." So they load the big guy into a carriage and start making a run for it. But of course, they knew Dracula's other two wives would come for them. And sure enough, they get attacked on the road.
So they totally saw this attack coming. They had set a trap, and the second-to-last vampire wife just flies right into it. Bam! She's dead! But then Anna's werewolf brother attacks them. Van Helsing has to fight him, and he ends up killing him. But, and this is a huge deal, as the werewolf is dying, it bites Van Helsing. So now Van Helsing is infected. He's going to turn into a werewolf. And just when things couldn't get worse, the last vampire wife swoops in and snatches Anna. She's basically like, "You want Anna back? Give us the monster." So Van Helsing agrees, and they set up this big meeting at a festival. He tries to be sneaky and hides the monster somewhere else first, but it's a total disaster. Dracula's goons find the monster anyway and just take him. Van Helsing manages to save Anna, but now Dracula has what he wants. Meanwhile, Van Helsing is starting to feel all wolfy. The bite is taking over. And Carl, the nerdy friar, is like, "You've got 2 days until the next full moon, and then you're a full-on werewolf for good. The clock is ticking." So they go back to Anna's family castle, and they're staring at this giant mural on the wall. Van Helsing remembers that weird scrap of paper the priest gave him back in Rome. He holds it up to the wall, and get this, it's the missing piece. It fits perfectly, and a secret door just swings open. It's a hidden passage straight into Dracula's castle. They get inside, but Dracula's people already have the monster. As he's being dragged away, he yells out the biggest secret of all. He's like, "Dracula has the cure. The only thing that can kill him is a werewolf. So he keeps a werewolf cure just in case one ever turns on him. It's your only chance." So Van Helsing goes after the monster while Anna and Carl go looking for the cure. They find it, but then the last vampire wife attacks them. At the same time, Dracula is starting the big experiment to bring his babies to life. Van Helsing crashes the party, there's this big fight, and in all the chaos, the Frankenstein monster falls off the platform and lands right on top of the last vampire wife. Splat! She's totally dead. So awesome. And guess what? It's a full moon. Van Helsing just goes full-on werewolf. He's huge and terrifying and super powerful. And he and Dracula, who turns into this giant bat demon thing, have the most epic fight ever. It's werewolf versus vampire, a total clash of the titans. And in the end, werewolf Van Helsing gets the upper hand and just rips Dracula's throat out. Dracula's dead! And when he dies, all his slimy baby offspring just shrivel up and die too. They win! But here's the super tragic part. Anna has the cure and runs up to inject him. But he's still a full-on rage monster and doesn't recognize her. He turns and attacks her. He kills her. It's so messed up. But as she's dying, she manages to stab him with the syringe. She saves him. So, Van Helsing turns back into a human, and he's just destroyed. He's holding Anna, crying, realizing what he did. It's heartbreaking. So he and Carl burn her body on a cliff overlooking the sea. And as he's standing there, he looks up at the clouds and sees her spirit, and she's with her whole family, and she's finally smiling and at peace. And seeing her happy, Van Helsing manages a little smile too. And that's how the movie ends. So good, right?